Hello friends, Tanya here for day 15 of the Spellbinders 2023 Crafty Advent Calendar. Let's open door number 15. What are we going to find? It looks like another mini embossing folder. I've seen a lot of fun things done with these. Here I have just a light green piece of cardstock that I'm going to use a green gilding polish for. I am going to have the equivalent of the one that I'm using because it's not the exact same. I don't think you can get this one. I think this one was called Forest. And now there's a Luxe Green that's available. And that is available in the Spellbinders shop. I just love gilding polish. We are going to foil on some Spellbinders Forest cardstock at this beautiful deep green color. We're going to use the gorgeous Pine Sprays Glimmer foiling plate. I have some Best Ever craft tape. I do stick it to my hand first so that I don't accidentally peel the paper when I take this off. We're going to foil an entire half sheet of cardstock. I've taped it for the hinged method. We've got some green foil here, and I am lining this up with the edge of that tape so I can make sure that the entire plate gets good coverage. My platform is nicely heated up. I actually go back and load this back into my platform, let the green light come on, and let the timer go off before I run it through the die cutting machine, and then line up the same plate over the other half of the cardstock. I have not found that the Best Ever craft tape removes any of the foiling when I do the taping over the already foiled area. I don't know if that's just me or the fact that I don't actually put pressure over the area that has the tape because I don't put the platform past it. And now we're going to use the Create a Decorative Tag die. This is available in the Spellbinder shop yet. I did cut down the cardstock so that I could cut out this tag with the pine sprays. We're going to use the Merry Glimmer Sentiments. These actually have shadow dies that you can cut them out with also. We're going to use some blush glimmer foil. I love this color. Ever since I discovered I had 6 rolls of it and played with it a bit, it is stunning. I love it. I don't know why I didn't use it very much before. I'm lining up the words Merry Christmas on this piece of craft cardstock. This craft cardstock is cut to 4.5 by 2 3/4 inches so that it will easily be cut out with that tag die. And I foiled this quickly. And miracle of miracles, I got that lined up pretty straight. We're going to line up the whole die on this piece of cardstock, tape it down with a little of the Best Ever craft tape, and there we have our tag. Now we're going to decide how long we want this Pine Sprays piece, and I want it to be shorter than the words, of course. I'm using the pokey end of my tool to mark where I want to trim this off. I'm using my guillotine trimmer here. This is my small guillotine trimmer. I have a much larger one, but that is not something I can just pop on and off of my desk. It has a permanent home in a different part of my craft area. We're going to adhere this beautifully foiled part. I really love how that green foil looks on the Forest cardstock. Turned out stunning. Now we're going to put the embossed and polished piece on the tag, but I'm going to trim off some of this excess cardstock before we do that because we don't really need that much of a border around our embossed piece of cardstock. So now I am trying to figure out if I'm going to be able to get 2 tags out of this, and I will. I put some glue on the back of this, and I'm going to adhere this down, trying to make sure that it stays nice and straight, using the grid lines on my craft mat on my work surface to make sure those line up nicely. Then I will trim off the excess, and we're going to hang on to that bigger piece to use on a second tag. We're going to use another eyelet. I have some that match that blush foiling very well. So I fished that out, and I'm going to use my Crop-A-Dile to apply the eyelet to our tag. And the hole that the die cuts is perfect for a 3/16 inch eyelet. So if you've got a bunch of eyelets in your stash, that will work perfectly. I have some ecru colored or cream colored crochet thread that I tied on as the tag. Next, we're going to use that same Glimmer foil sentiment set, and we're going to choose Season's Greetings. So I foiled those with the blush foil again, tacking that down with some low tack tape, and we have another tag. I did cut a second craft colored tag for the back just to make this a little heftier. And now we're going to apply the embossed section and the back at the same time, so I can make sure everything is nicely lined up. I'm going to trim off the extra. I guess I did trim that off before I applied the other part. Just adding some glue, and it is pretty dry in my house, so that dried out really fast. I have to put the glue on again. And honestly, I wouldn't have had to do this. The back of the cardstock looked great. It didn't have extra creases in it or anything from being die cut from the cutting plate. I decided to trim this down because it is definitely too tall for this whole thing. So I decided to trim it down to, I think, about 3/4 of an inch. And I was going to use the wider piece, but I like this very thin little piece better. It has better balance on our card. I even tried some above and below. Definitely just going to stick with this one thin little piece on the top of the embossing. Now that I have all of that assembled, it's just time to put the eyelet in again. And I have another eyelet all at the ready. Use my Crop-A-Dile again. Give it a good squeeze. And there is our completed tag. It just needs its string. Again, the crochet thread, use whatever you have in your stash. I dug through my drawer full of twine, and none of them really were the look I was going for. This worked perfectly. There are both of my tags. These are kind of fun. We always need more Christmas tags, and green is a nice neutral color. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done that. Check the description box below for all of the products that I used today. They will be listed and linked as always. Leave me a comment. I love to hear what you have to say. And until tomorrow, when I will be back with the next Advent calendar video, here are a couple more videos I thought you might enjoy. Bye-bye.